and welcome back. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're going to be reading from our little book, Hold Me Up a Little Longer, Lord, by Marjorie Holmes. The title that we're going to be reading is Remember the Lilies. And for me, it's on page 6 and 7. So let's just see how the Lord ministers to us today. I've been praying about it, and I'm just like, Lord, I'm not feeling it. I need you to help me. Just help me to know what to say, to know what to do. Little side note, there are going to be days where you are just on fire for God and you just feel it. I mean, everything that you see, think, hear, is just going to be that. It's just going to be all about God. And that's wonderful. And I really enjoy and soak up those days that's like that. But there are some days where you just don't feel it. And that's okay too. That does not mean you're sinning. That does not mean you're not a good person. That does not mean he's left you and forsaken you and all of that. I think it's just normal. And I would question myself sometimes when I was not feeling the on fire for God, because I knew how I'd felt in the past, and I knew that everything was all about God. The conversations, what I would listen to, what I would see, just my daily life. I could see God in everything I did and where I went. So I knew all of that. So when I would start having those days where it's like, this is different, I don't feel God as much as I did, yesterday or the day before or whatever. And I would begin to question myself. And when we question ourselves sometimes, that's all the enemy needs to get in there and to start really messing with your mind and your thought process and making you think, see, he's learned you're no good. You're sorry. You are useless. And he's wasted his time, and he's not going to waste his time on you. Just all that negative stuff the enemy will try to get in there and convince you of. But that's not it at all. That is not it at all. And the Lord really kind of gave me some clarification on that. Because I would talk to him about it. Anything that I go through, I always try to talk to the Lord about it, maybe not right then and there, but as I think about it, I'll talk to the Lord about it. And he reminded me that, okay, y'all, he's used my children in my role as a mother so many times. And this is one of those times. I have my children and I love them dearly. And there are times that we will go and we talk to each other every day or text each other every day, something. And then there are, it's been probably since the 4th of July. Today is July the 11th, I think. And I haven't talked to Cody. I haven't texted Cody. Cody hasn't texted me. But if he needs me, I'm right there. If I feel in my gut something's wrong, I'm going to be texting him, That does not mean I quit being his mama. That does not mean I don't love him. That does not mean I've thrown up my hands and I give up on him. None of that. It's just, this is one of those times where we've just not been texting or calling as much. And then there'll come a shift and we'll text and talk all day long. It's just the way it is. And the Lord has reminded me and used that as just because you don't feel me or see me in everything like you was or did maybe a week ago, that does not mean I'm not here. That does not mean that if you need me, you can't come to me. That does not mean that I'm not going to take care of you. If I see something coming your way, that I'm not going to protect you from it. And I'm just like, okay, I get it and I understand that. And when we know that and we understand that, then guess what, y'all? We're one up on the devil. We're not going to fall for his games and his tricks. And when he starts talking to us and telling us all that mess, we can look him in the face and say, you're a liar. You are a liar. I am a child of God. He's got me. He's taking care of me. I might not feel it. I might not see it, but I know through faith and through my relationship with him that he's got me. And all I got to do is call on his name and he's right there. So hope that helps you just do with that little bit what you want to. It's just kind of like I've had to remind myself of that today because I just don't feel it, y'all. But I know God is there. And I've prayed about this, and I know that he's here with me now. And even though I may not feel it, I know that he's got me, and I pray his will. And ultimately, I want his will in these devotions. So, with all of that being said, let's see how God is going to move and minister to us today. Remember the lilies. I've been cross, Lord, and upset. All these shoes to be whitened, these buttons to be sewn on, and the shopping. A son has outgrown his jacket, a daughter wants a new dress, and my husband's relatives are coming for Easter, and the house is a mess. With so much to be done, I almost begrudged the time for Good Friday services at the church. But just as we were leaving for them, our son reminded, "Don't forget the lilies." And I groaned because I had forgotten the lilies we always send to his grandmother's. Now we stand in the flower shop, my child and I, regarding the lilies, the fragrant white satin lilies of whom you said, "They toil not, neither do they spin." Yet Solomon in all of his glory was never so arrayed. Forgive me if I smile, even as I drink in their heady perfume. You know, Lord, I'm no placid lily. And what would happen to my family if I didn't toil and spin? Yet these lilies, these lovely, tranquil lilies who epitomize such trust, need you go at everything so hard, they seem to ask. As the Father has created and cared for them, so he has created and will care for you and all those dear to you. Lord, thank you for this lesson of the lilies. Help me to remember as I go back to the shoes to be whitened, the house to be clean, the buttons to be sewn on. Help me to remember the lilies, not only at Easter, but every day. Wow. And just like that, God has shown up. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. It is crazy how we can get so caught up in life and the mundane, and we forget to be thankful for the life and the mundane, and the son who needs a jacket, and the daughter who wants a dress, and the husband and his parents who, without them, you wouldn't have your wonderful husband or wife, whatever the relationship may be. We, as humans, tend to ignore the big picture because we're so focused on the little things that are aggravating us at the moment. And been there, done that. Marjorie Holmes is not alone. I've been there, done that. And I've been aggravated and caught up in life and just in the moment and just, but y'all, I am truly trying. The older I get, I don't know if it's these devotions have a big part of it, or if it's the Lord, the way he's working on me, or if it's just maturity. I don't know. But I am really, truly trying to stop and embrace the moments that we get the opportunity and the privilege to have all the kids over, and James's mom and my mom. And I used to be so hyper focused on the house being perfect, spotless, everything in its place. But they didn't even pay attention to that. And when they got here, I realized I wasn't even worried about that. We were just enjoying being around each other, being in each other's company, laughing, sharing stories, sharing what's been going on, that nobody, including myself, took notice of the house being spotless or if anything was out of place. And that was something that the Lord really had to help me realize, because I'm telling you, I used to kill myself getting everything magazine worthy perfect when I found out that we were going to be having to get together or company or anything like that. So I would be so exhausted that I really couldn't like be in the moment as much as I wanted to. And I changed that. I still try to tidy the house up, have everything tidy, but I focus like the bathrooms, making sure there's soap and a clean towel and the toilets are clean and, you know, dishes are clean, food's ready. I focus on the important stuff. And that way, when we do get the opportunity to be with family or friends, then that's where I'm able to enjoy myself, be in the moment. I'm not exhausted from the prep, you know, and I thank God for that. I thank God for that. And I truly believe it is a combination of all of it, the maturity, God working on me. I think it's just a combination of all of it. And I'm so grateful for that. And this is a great reminder to us who was like that. Remember the lilies. Remember the lilies. And your children, your grandchildren, your friends, your family, I promise you, when y'all sit down and y'all relive old times, memories, past times you got together, they are not going to remember how clean or messy your house was. That's not going to be part of the conversation. We're going to be talking about, remember when so-and-so said this and how we reacted when we heard about it. You know, that's what it's going to be about. It's not going to be about what we were wearing, what the state of the house was. We're going to remember how good the food was and how much we enjoyed being with each other. And this serves as a great reminder to just remember the lilies. Remember the lilies, that they toil not, neither do they spin. Yet Solomon, in all of his glory, was never so arrayed. God's got us, y'all. He has got us. And this is a confirmation that he's got us. And we just need to be present and be in the moment. I think that's the biggest thing I'm trying to work on, is being present and in the moment. Because I am very guilty of being on my phone, being distracted, and not living my life with my family. You know, I'm so busy looking at somebody else and theirs and know nothing about them or what's going on with them, or even if it's what I'm seeing is real. And I'm trying to be more in the moment with my family. And I thank God for that. That is a true gift. That is a true gift, to just be present and in the moment. And I promise you, as I've learned, and I'm still learning, the cleanliness, the everything being in its place, the decor, all that, they don't care about all that. They do care how they are made to feel when they come into your home. Do they feel loved? Do they feel welcomed? Do they feel comfortable? That's the most important. And you can have a magazine-worthy house that everything is to perfection, but when people walk in, they feel unwelcome. They don't feel the love. I don't want that. I want whoever comes to this house, be it the pizza delivery guy who obviously feels very comfortable because he was chatting it up with James, and we order from Domino's quite frequently, that we've got to know all the delivery people, whether it be the pizza delivery guy or our kids or our neighbors. Whoever comes into our home, I want them to feel the love of the Lord, and I want them to feel welcome. That's my priority these days. And this is a great reminder of that. Thank you, Lord, for showing up once again, for reminding us to remember the lilies, that you've got us and you've got them. I love y'all. I pray that you have a wonderful day. I pray that you are drinking from your saucer, because your cup is just overflowing with blessings from God. I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.